All right, so are you ready to dive into some really fascinating stuff? Today, we're going deep on Ask, and it is given
Oh, yeah.
this book that basically says you can get what you want
Mm-hmm.
just by asking for it.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
that might sound too good to be true, but we're going to break down the core concepts
Okay.
and see if there's something to this whole manifesting thing.
You know what's interesting? This book isn't just like wishing on a star or, just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
It actually gives you a framework
Okay.
for understanding
hmm
how your thoughts and feelings are actually like shaping your reality.
So you're saying it's more than just positive thinking?
Oh, yeah. Way more.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Have you heard the saying like attracts like?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, ask and is given takes that idea
Okay.
and shows you how it's not just some feel-good phrase,
Right.
but it's like the actual operating system of the universe.
Whoa, okay.
We're talking about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions
Yeah.
with what you want to bring into your life.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Okay, good.
So where do we even begin?
Well, it starts with understanding this thing called your emotional set point.
Okay.
Imagine it like your default mood.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's set to joyful.
Yeah.
Other days it might be like stuck on stressed out.
Yeah, I think we've all been there,
Right, exactly.
for sure.
The crazy thing is this emotional set point isn't fixed.
Okay.
You can actually shift it over time.
Really?
And the book argues that by consciously choosing better feeling thoughts, you can actually reprogram your default setting
Wow.
to lean towards happiness, love, abundance.
Wait, so you're telling me I can actually train my brain to be happier?
That's what they're saying.
That's kind of a game changer.
Right.
Okay, but how does this tie into getting what I want, manifesting those desires?
That's where the real magic happens.
Mm.
Ask an Additional lays out a 3-step manifesting process.
Okay.
Ask, universe responds, and allow.
Okay, break it down for me.
Okay.
Asking seems straightforward enough, but what does it really mean to, ask the universe for what you want?
Yeah, it's about getting crystal clear on your deepest desires.
Okay.
Not just the things you think you should want.
Right.
It's about tapping into that part of you
Okay.
that knows what would truly light you up,
Yeah.
and then expressing that desire to the universe
Mm-hmm.
with unwavering belief.
So I've sent my order to the Cosmic Kitchen.
Okay.
What's next? Does the universe just magically deliver?
Not quite.
Hmm.
That's where the universe response step comes in.
Okay.
It's all about trust.
Okay.
Trusting that the universe is already working on your request,
Mm-hmm.
even though you may not see the results yet.
Yeah.
It's like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing.
Right.
You trust the natural process to unfold.
Makes sense. But this whole trusting the universe thing, that can be a bit of a challenge
Yeah.
sometimes, especially when you're really yearning for something.
Yeah, for sure.
Any tips for strengthening that trust muscle?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It helps to remember that the universe is always conspiring for your highest good,
Mm-hmm.
even if it doesn't always look that way.
Yeah.
At the moment,
Right.
sometimes what you want isn't necessarily what you need.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm trusting.
Yes.
Now comes the allowing part.
Right.
I have a feeling this is where things get tricky.
You're right. Allowing can be the hardest part of the whole manifesting process.
Okay.
It's about releasing resistance, doubt, and fear,
Yeah.
and becoming open to receiving what you've asked for,
Right.
even if it shows up in a way you didn't expect.
Easier said than done right.
Totally.
We humans tend to cling to our desired outcomes
Yeah,
and try to control every little detail.
for sure.
So how do we get better at this allowing thing?
Right.
The book gives you some tools for that, right?
It does. And one of the most powerful practices is something called the rampage of appreciation.
A rampage of appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all ears. What is that?
It's a simple but incredibly effective exercise
Okay.
where you intentionally focus on things you're genuinely grateful for, big or small.
Okay.
It could be the warmth of the sun, a delicious cup of coffee, a kind gesture from a stranger, or even just the fact that you're breathing. By consciously choosing gratitude, you shift your energy
Right.
to a more open and receptive state.
So it's like giving yourself a positivity boost.
Totally.
I like that.
Yeah.
But what about when I'm feeling stuck in a negative spiral?
Mhm.
The book talks about other techniques for dealing with that kind of resistance, right?
Right. Again, one that I find particularly helpful is the focus wheel process.
Focus wheel process.
Yeah, have you ever used that one?
Can't say I have. Tell me more.
Imagine this. you're totally stuck in a negative thought loop
Okay.
about, say, wanting a career change but being terrified of failing.
Mm-hmm.
The focus wheel is like a mental workout routine.
Okay.
You write down your desire in the center and then surround it with statements that align with that desire, gradually moving your focus from fear to excitement about the possibilities.
Whoa, that's like a cheat code for my brain. Imagine using this before a big presentation or even a first date.
Right.
The nerves would just melt away.
Yeah.
Okay. Focus wheel noted.
Okay, good.
What else can we do to become like master manifestors?
Well, the book dives into this really intriguing concept
Okay.
called the Emotional Guidance System, or EGS.
EGS. Sounds like a GPS for our emotions.
It kind of is.
Okay.
The EGS is all about understanding and navigating your emotional landscape.
Mm-hmm.
It's like tuning into your feelings and recognizing them as valuable signals.
Okay.
They can guide you towards what you want
Right.
or warn you when you're heading in the wrong direction.
So instead of ignoring my emotions, I
Mhm.
should be paying attention to them.
Exactly. The book suggests checking in with yourself throughout the day
Okay.
and asking, does this feeling feel good or bad?
Okay.
It's not about overanalyzing every little emotion,
Right.
but rather developing an awareness of your emotional state.
Okay, so let's say I'm feeling stressed about a deadline at work.
Yeah,
That's a bad feeling.
it is. And that feeling of stress is a signal that you're out of alignment
Okay.
with your desire for a smooth and successful project.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cue to shift your focus.
Okay, but how do I shift my focus when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed?
Right.
It's not always easy to just snap my fingers and feel better.
You're right.
Mm.
It's not about denying or suppressing negative emotions.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging them and then consciously choosing a thought
Mm-hmm.
that feels a little bit better.
Can you give me an example?
Let's stick with that deadline stress.
Okay.
Instead of dwelling on the feeling of overwhelm, ask yourself, what's one small step I can take right now
Okay.
to feel a little bit better? Maybe you break the project down into smaller, more manageable tasks.
Yeah, that would definitely make me feel less overwhelmed.
See, you've already shifted your energy slightly.
Okay.
You've moved from a feeling of overwhelm to a feeling of empowerment just by taking that small action.
So it's like those small shifts in my thinking and actions can create this ripple effect
Yes.
that gradually moves me towards where I want to be.
Exactly. And the EGS is like a compass
Okay.
that helps you navigate those shifts.
Right.
It reminds you that you always have the power to choose a better feeling thought.
So we're paying attention to our emotions,
Mm-hmm.
seeing them as signals,
Yes.
and choosing thoughts that feel better.
Yes.
Is there anything else we can do to kind of like fine-tune this EGS?
The book also introduces the idea of an emotional scale,
Okay.
which can help you figure out where you are vibrationally
Mm-hmm.
and where you want to be.
An emotional scale. Tell me more.
Picture a ladder with different emotions on each rung.
Okay.
At the top, you've got high vibe feelings like joy, love, and appreciation.
Okay.
At the bottom, you've got lower vibe feelings like fear, despair, and anger.
So the higher up the scale I am, the more likely I am to manifest my desires.
Exactly when you're feeling joyful, grateful, or enthusiastic.
Mhm.
You're emitting a high vibrational frequency that attracts positive experiences like a magnet.
That makes sense, but what if you're stuck down in the dumps feeling frustrated or discouraged?
Right.
How do you climb that emotional ladder?
The trick is to focus on reaching for the next best feeling,
Okay.
rather than trying to jump from despair to joy
Yeah.
in one giant leap.
Right, so if I'm feeling frustrated, I might aim for feeling content or neutral first.
Exactly. It's about taking small, manageable steps
Okay.
up the emotional scale.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself, what's one thing I could focus on
Right.
that would make me feel a little bit better right now?
Okay.
Maybe it's listening to your favorite music, taking a walk in nature, or just focusing on your breath.
These are great tips. I love how this book breaks down complex concepts
Yeah.
into simple, actionable steps.
That's one of the things that makes Ask and He's is given so brilliant.
Right.
It's like a roadmap for navigating your inner world
Mm-hmm.
and creating a life that truly reflects your desires.
Okay, we've talked about the EGS and the emotional scale. What other key concepts or techniques should we know about?
The book also emphasizes understanding your beliefs.
Okay.
It can have a huge impact on your experiences.
Right.
Think of your beliefs as filters through which you perceive the world.
Okay, so if I believe I'm not good enough,
Yeah.
or that I don't deserve success,
Right.
that belief will shape my reality.
Unfortunately, yes. Limiting beliefs can create self-fulfilling prophecies.
Okay.
If you believe you're not worthy of love,
Right.
You might unconsciously sabotage your relationships.
Oh, wow.
If you believe you're not capable of achieving your goals,
Yeah.
you might give up before you even start.
Wow, this is so important. It's like we have to uncover these hidden beliefs that are operating behind the scenes and start to challenge them.
Yes.
But how do we do that?
The book has some useful processes for identifying and transforming limiting beliefs.
Okay.
One that's particularly effective is called pivoting.
Pivoting. What's that?
It's about consciously choosing a new thought
Okay.
that feels better than the limiting belief you're currently holding.
Okay.
For example, let's say you believe money is hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
You could pivot to a new thought, like money flows into my life effortlessly and abundantly.
So you're basically replacing a negative thought with a more positive and empowering one.
Exactly. And the more you repeat and embody that new belief,
Yeah,
the more it will start to take root in your subconscious mind.
that's powerful. It's like
Yeah.
we're rewiring our brains for success and happiness.
And that's the ultimate goal, right?
Right.
To live a life that feels aligned, joyful, and fulfilling.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
We've talked about the law of attraction, vibrational frequencies, the EGS, the emotional scale, and the power of transforming limiting beliefs. It's a lot to take in, but I'm starting to get a handle on these principles.
And that's the first step towards mastery.
Okay.
The more you study and apply these concepts,
Yeah,
the more natural they will become.
right.
Remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
I like that. It's about embracing the process and trusting that we're constantly growing and evolving.
Yeah.
But is there anything else we need to kind of keep in mind on this journey?
One crucial thing to remember is the importance of patience and self-compassion.
Patience. I think that's something a lot of us struggle with, especially in today's fast-paced world
Right.
where we expect instant gratification.
It's true, we're used to getting what we want quickly, but manifesting our desires often takes time.
So how do we cultivate more patience when it comes to manifesting? It can be so hard when you're really yearning for something.
It starts with trusting in the timing of the universe.
Oh.
Remember, everything is happening in perfect divine order, even if we don't always see it that way.
That's a great reminder. But sometimes it's hard not to get impatient or frustrated,
Right.
especially when it feels like things aren't moving fast enough.
I hear you. When that happens, remember to practice self-compassion. You're doing the best you can, and it's okay if things don't happen overnight. Give yourself grace and allow the process to unfold naturally.
That's such a crucial point. We often put so much pressure on ourselves to get it right, to manifest everything perfectly and quickly.
Right.
It's so important to be kind to ourselves and trust the journey.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most beautiful things about this book.
Yeah.
It's not about striving or forcing. It's about aligning and allowing.
This deep dive has been amazing so far.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
We've explored some really powerful concepts, but I'm ready for more.
Right.
What else can we learn from Ask and It Is Given? Okay, so we've covered so much already. We've talked about law of attraction, vibrational frequencies,
Right.
the emotional guidance system, and how to handle those limiting beliefs. What else can we learn from Ask and It Is Given to really become master manifestors?
Well, in this final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to explore some of the more nuanced,
Okay.
but equally fascinating aspects of the book, diving even deeper into the art of conscious creation.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to go deeper. In the previous parts, we talked a lot about how our thoughts and emotions shape our reality.
Right.
But what about our actions? Does taking action contradict this whole idea of allowing?
That's the great question. And it's actually a common misconception about the law of attraction.
Okay.
Taking inspired action
Okay.
is actually a key part of the manifesting process.
So it's not about just sitting back and waiting for things to fall in my lap.
Not at all. It's about aligning your energy with your desires
Okay.
and then taking steps that feel good
Right.
and move you in the direction of your goals.
Can you give me an example of what inspired action might look like?
Let's say your dream is to write a book.
Okay.
Inspired action might involve setting aside time each day to write,
Okay.
signing up for a writing workshop, or connecting with other authors for support and inspiration.
So it's about taking steps that feel aligned with my vision and create positive momentum.
Exactly. It's about following those intuitive nudges and taking action from a place of excitement and enthusiasm rather than forcing things or feeling obligated.
That makes so much sense. It feels less like work and more like I'm co-creating with the universe, letting it guide me toward my highest potential.
You got it. It's a beautiful dance between your inner world
Yeah.
and your outer experiences.
Okay. I'm really feeling this concept of inspired action.
Good.
But are there any other nuances or common pitfalls we should be aware of when it comes to manifesting?
One common trap people fall into
Okay.
is getting attached to specific outcomes.
Attached to specific outcomes.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
It's when you become so fixated
Okay.
on a particular way
Okay.
that you want something to manifest,
Mm-hmm.
that you block other, possibly even better possibilities from showing up.
So if I'm laser focused on getting a specific job offer
Yeah,
and it doesn't work out, I might miss out on an even better opportunity that comes along.
precisely. The universe often works in mysterious ways,
Yeah.
and your desires might manifest in ways you never could have imagined.
Right.
It's important to stay open to the infinite possibilities.
That's a great reminder. It's like I need to loosen my grip on the how
Yeah,
and trust that the universe has my back and knows what's best for me.
right.
What other pitfalls should I watch out for?
Another big one is focusing too much
Okay.
on what you don't want.
Right. It's like giving energy to the very things I'm trying to avoid.
Exactly. Remember, the law of attraction responds to your dominant vibration.
Mm-hmm.
If you're constantly dwelling on your fears and worries,
Yeah.
you're likely to attract more of those experiences
Right.
into your life.
So it's all about shifting my focus to what I do want, even when things feel challenging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about training your mind to look for the good, appreciate the blessings you already have,
Right.
and trust that everything is unfolding for your highest good.
Wow. This has been an incredible deep dive.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It feels like you've given us a toolkit for creating a life filled with joy, abundance, and purpose.
And the best part is that this toolkit is available to everyone.
Yeah.
You have the innate power within you
Mm-hmm.
to manifest your desires
Right.
and create a life that truly lights you up.
I'm so excited to keep exploring these concepts and see how they work in my own life.
And as you embark on this journey of conscious creation,
Yeah.
remember this: you are a magnificent creator,
Mm.
and you are creating all the time. The real question is, what are you creating?
That's such a powerful question to ask myself.
Yeah,
It's a reminder that I have the power to shape my own reality
right.
and create a life that truly reflects my deepest desires.
Exactly. So go out there and create.
Okay.
The universe is ready to support your most magnificent dreams.
This has been such an incredible journey. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
On this deep dive into Ask and It Is Given,
Mm.
we hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to create a life that is truly aligned with your soul's purpose. Until next time,
Yes.
remember, you are a powerful creator and the universe is on your side.